You know, most people do go with electric fans. Really, their only downside is how expensive they are. A good set of flex lights or spalls, after you buy a fan controller, you know, you're talking, you know, $500-600, sometimes more. Well, this is a little trick I picked up from my time doing 5-liter Mustangs. This is a Ford Taurus electric fan assembly. Cool thing is they already have a shroud built into them, as you can see. They're a 2-speed fan, and with the shroud, these things flow 3,000 CFM on low speed and 4,000 CFM on high speed. And I've had them on several fairly hot 5-liter cars and a van, and with air conditioning they never get hot in traffic. And the shroud covers just about all of it. You know, you got a little bit on this GM radiator left over, but not enough that I'm going to worry about. I slotted the rails to where I could put bolts on them. I drilled holes into the actual shroud itself. This is rigidly mounted. It does not move. Because you want the shroud, you know, right up against the radiator. Not like bending it or, you know, hurting it or anything, damaging it, but you do want it, you know, right up against it to, you know, make it as efficient as possible. Now, what I recommend when you drill your hole in your shroud, I like to use a bolt bracket, a huge plate washer, and then a big rubber washer, and then inside is a rubber washer, plate washer, lock nut. That way it's rubber isolated. That way you don't have any cracks or anything like that, and it'll take some of the vibration up in it too. I know some people say it'll make the fan quieter. I don't know about that, but for me, it's peace of mind not worrying about the shroud cracking, or if you hit railroad tracks or something, it's not as abusive on the shroud. It's more like a factory mount. And this is mounted all on a new radiator that was donated to me by my father. Brand new radiator. So I think as far as cooling system goes, I'm pretty much well sorted. The way I'm going to have this set up, I ordered a Speedway fan controller kit, 40 amp fan controller kit, and I'm going to have this thing set up to where low speed comes on constant no matter what when you turn the air conditioning on, and when the engine gets to 180 degrees, the high speed will kick on and cool it off. So I think this will be plenty adequate for the little 305 in it. But if anyone wanted to know how they could do a electric fan for cheap, this is how. This particular fan, I think it was like $125, $130 from my local parts store. It's a Dorman brand, I think, but still significantly cheaper than, you know, most everything else. And the piece of aluminum stock I used to make brackets, and then the hardware, I probably got $30 in that, and like $50 in a fan controller. So you can kind of do the math on that. It is a significant savings. And this particular fan assembly, I always order them for a like early 90s, like a 91 or 92 or 93 Ford Taurus with a 3.8 V6 in it, and I always get the right part. So if you want to know how to do electric fans for cheap, there you go. That's how you do an electric fan for cheap. See y'all later.